there, and then they had a road march to the major unit assembly area to get ready for the exercise. So it can be done much faster in emergency, but in peace you need to take these things in different steps, or your equipment may get lost.
I'd only add one other thing. As you know, speed really wasn't the principal thing that we were testing in this particular maneuver. We were working on the dual base concept, the procedures for the issue of equipment, and the actual conduct of the exercise.
Next question, sir, is Hubert Herb, Associated Press.
General Davison, I have a two-part question. First, with all of the talk about reducing the American presence in Europe, do you anticipate more dual-based units? Second, will there be a Reforger IV?
I personally don't anticipate at this time any further dual basing of units. And as far as there being a Reforger IV, we're definitely planning on a Reforger IV.
Next question, sir, Frank Pettengill, Star Strike.
The question is directed to the Canadian General
Chouinard, Jacques Chouinard.
Canadian forces supposedly have been holding the line since armed forces attacked. Since the exercises started last night at midnight, what actually is happening with the Canadian men?
Well, as you just said, we have been holding the line for about 48 hours as a pre-exercise on this one. Our main purpose was to allow one division forward to pass through us and to do all of the liaison necessary in the last 24 to 36 hours to pass a U.S. formation through an Allied formation, but the terms are not necessarily the same, the military terms. They had to know our position. They had to know all about the river on our front. We had to give them all of the routes possible, all of the information that we could give them to make the job of 2nd Brigade, which is coming through us right now this afternoon. 12 o'clock was the HR on the right front. We're hoping that all we have given them has allowed them now to move forward and allow us to move behind them for the first part of this exercise until we are ready to pass through them again.
But where are you physically located?
We were established in a defensive position right on the Eifeler River, approximately 10 kilometers to my left here.
Sir, I have John O'Connor from AFM.
So this is aimed mainly at the German Army. How does the German Army feel about the dual-based concepts?
I would certainly agree with General Davison's remarks that we would prefer, from a purely military point of view, to have as many American troops as possible on the ground without the necessity to have a political decision in time coming before we could hope for the necessary support from CONARC. But this concept certainly is much better than having to wait for an original decision and bringing over equipment plus troops, which may leave us in a critical situation pretty far alone.
Another follow-up by John O'Connor, AFM.
Yes, sir, this is aimed at General Eifeler. I'd like to know, sir, how effective is this training with the limited terrain and the amount of simulation that has to be done for the armies engaged in this?
But
General Mearns, probably more than me.
Naturally, there are limitations in any sort of a peacetime operation, but we do feel that the good that we can achieve is entirely worthy of the effort and expense that goes into these exercises of this type. So my answer is very definitely affirmative. The training value is good and worthy.
Do we have time for one question? Yes.
For General Schultz, reference to General Braun's statement that the cutting and reducing mutual balance, reducing forces in Europe should not only involve the United States and the Soviet Union, but also other countries. Has the Bundeswehr had any thoughts about reducing its own forces?
certainly the politicians would have to make the first decision. There can't be any doubt about that. The main thing of mutual balanced forces reduction is the word balanced. And we certainly will have to wait for a decision which gives us a chance to maintain security and balance under the concept of reducing our forces. We soldiers are here for peaceful purposes, contradictory as this may sound, and we are all for reduction as long as balance is the main factor of this action. Would that answer your question?
All right, thank you very much. We'll now move back to the grass so the TV can do its work.
Say, Davison.